What's up, guys? The sun's out. It's a lovely spring day, so you know what that means. It's time to do some spring cleaning and organizing. So what is up, guys? My name is Will and welcome back to the channel. So obviously we're in the garage. We're going to work on the Vega. Just give it time. But like I alluded to, we got to put stuff away, clean it up, and get everything ready since it's all done with winter. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, I'll get all this stuff put away and I'll catch back up with you guys in a minute.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Cause you got me holding.
Alright guys, so now that we've got everything put away for the most part, I pulled some more stuff out because today we're going to work on getting the sending unit all put back together. So part of that's going to entail mounting the actual fuel pump to it, then also mounting the float and the actuating system for the gauge. So we're going to figure that out because that float does not actually have a mount for it. I had to cut it off of a Camaro sending unit that I purchased a while back specifically for this. So I have some stainless over here that we're going to use. We're going to cut up and make a small bracket, then I'm going to rivet it all together, so hopefully it works. Worst case, I don't really have a sending unit that tells me how much fuel's in the tank and I have to mount up an external fuel pump, but you know, that's part of it. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna start working on it. I'll give you guys an update as I'm going along. So here we go.
And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la-la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Cause you got me holding. Play me like a bass guitar. Simmer down and mess me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drumming round in your red Ford. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I
Alright, so pump's all wired up, hopefully. Hope that all works out properly like it should. It's all mounted, so now I'll go mess around with the fuel level sensor. So I'm thinking, since I have it, what I want to do is mount it on top of the pump, you know, somewhere in here hopefully, so that way I can keep the overall profile relatively tight, you know, side to side. But that being said, I could also flip it over and mount it over here on the opposite side, which would still allow me to be able to, you know, fish all this through into the tank, I'm pretty sure. But I just think it almost looks cleaner over here though. And then I can finagle my wiring around. Not really sure yet. I gotta look at it some more, because this wire will go to this screw and so on. So here we go. Catch back up with you guys in a little while. Alright guys, so I think that's where I'm going to call it for day one. So what I got done is I got the bracket that will become my fuel level sensor holder cut out and kind of cleaned up, and I've got my bends marked. Didn't really film it because the Dremel I used to cut it out with is kind of loud and annoying, and you know, that's all fun stuff. So if you guys want to know more about how to make a bracket or that kind of stuff, there's plenty of YouTube videos about it, or just ask. I can explain it in a different video. So anyways, so I got that done, and then like I was saying earlier, I got the pump all wired up and mounted to the sending unit, so that should be good to go now. Also got the beginning of the bulkhead started. This is kind of something I had to make, or I'm going to have to make, because these old bulkheads are all rusted and gross and not really useful anymore. So yeah, so maybe tomorrow or sometime in the very near future I'll come back to this and we'll get this all finished up, and I'll drag the tank out of where I've got it stored, and we will test fit everything and, you know, make sure it all works and hopefully fits. Because I still gotta cut the wires off of the car so I can attach better ends to mount up to my bulkheads. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if it'll actually fit all back together. We'll find out. So anyways, I'll catch you guys on day 2 of the sending unit build. What is up, everybody? So we're back for day 2 with the sending unit. As I'm sure I've told you by now in editing, this is not the next day. Not even remotely the same week. So anyways, we're going to get back to it. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's kind of windy and gross here today, but we're going to be inside and hopefully get some good things done. So here we go. So now that I've got my bracket drilled and the holes kind of cleaned up so the float can sit on it, sit something, you know, kind of like that. Obviously the holes will get lined up a little bit better once I'm done. I'm gonna bend this thing. Now I do not recommend bending it the way I'm probably gonna do it, but since I don't have a vise, this is how it's gonna have to be. Doing it by hand, that's not half terrible. Obviously I'm gonna have to clean it up here in a second, or straighten it out I should say, but it's at least not not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, obviously, if I had a vise or a brake, I could do this far better, because I could, clamp it in the vise along my crudely drawn bend lines and just bend it over. But for now, I think that'll about do. I'm going to flatten it out some more though. And then we'll just repeat the process one more time, hopefully. So, what I can now do, so now that I have this marked to kind of mimic where, this shape is and the holes, so I can line this bracket up repeatedly, I'm going to drill a couple holes in here for some rivets, and then I will transfer those over to my bracket, and we'll be on our way again. Trying to keep some clearance between the fuel pump and my little bracket here, just because I don't want them to necessarily be rattling against each other as life goes on. So kind of find a spot and keep going. So there we go, guys, some sort of bracket of sorts. Hopefully it works. I mean, there's no real reason that it shouldn't. Got the holes drilled in it for my rivets. Got my 2 holes in my original bracket. So now, moment of truth. We're gonna rivet the float onto here, and then we'll rivet it all together. And hopefully, I don't crack my float or do something else crazy. Cause it'd be kind of nice to have a working fuel gauge in this car. So off we go. So, I've run into my first problem of this whole adventure. So it turns out that the holes I drilled are actually too big for the rivets I bought. So that means we're going to have to stop here with the fabrication of my sending unit until I get some properly sized rivets. That's why you guys saw me fail so nicely just a second ago. The rivet didn't fail, but it kind of pulled through the hole I drilled because the holes are too big. So anyways, so what we're going to do instead is right here you guys can see the old connector that the car came with. This is for the sending unit, so there were little studs that poked out of here. These two, and then this spade is still right here on the sending unit. So I'm going to end up reusing the spade because I can put butt connectors on that. But since I rebuilt, or I should say replaced the little studs that were here, which are around here somewhere, with these bolts that I'll have to cut off and stuff, I need to change the ends on my wires. So I think we'll do that quick, and then that'll be one less job to do later. Guys, so I got the wiring or the ends on the wires, as you can see, and I'm sure you saw. I also went and put an end on the float so that when I get that all put in, I can just bolt it in. Obviously there's way more that needs to be done on this car, but I think for today that's what I'm going to call it. I was thinking about it, and I could go through and start doing other things, but I want to try and keep this video just about the sending unit. So with that, appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I hope you found this relatively helpful if you guys are rebuilding a sending unit or doing any sort of work like that. And given the state of the world, I hope you guys stay safe. Anyways, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.